Akai Onna. We meet many people in our life, and every meeting has its own feeling, but what if one meeting ruins your life? This is the story of a boy living in Japan, Onna. Anna's life was very simple. She had college classes during the day, spent the evenings in the library solving assignments, and spent the nights playing computer games. But on the night of October 21st, her life changed completely. Onna often used to go to the library directly from the college. Onna was very tired that day. So her eye was in the library, and when she opened her eye, she saw that the clock was 12:30 at night. Onna never stayed out of his house so late at night. He hurriedly packed his things and left. For his home, Yukai's house was about 20 minutes away from the library, but there was also a shortcut way to get to his house, which he reached in just 10 minutes. But he was often forbidden by everyone to take that shortcut. There was no lamp or light on that shortcut path. Akai Onna was a mysterious horror legend from Japan. Says that many people see a girl in a red dress in the dark of the night, and if anyone sees that girl's face, that girl follows her like a sigh. Many people either disappeared or were found dead, but Unna's Akai considered Onna to be just a horror legend, and so when he had gone home from that shortcut many times before, and he had never found anything like this. But this was the first time it had happened so late at night. Onna was fast asleep, and she followed the same shortcut without thinking at first. Onna could not see anything on that path. But gradually, in the light of the sky, he began to see a little bit of that path. After walking some distance, suddenly a woman was seen standing near the wall of Onna. That woman was wearing a red dress. Naki suddenly began to panic, unable to see the woman's face, and she just stood there in silence. Onna felt very strange that why this woman is standing near the wall at night and she is wearing a red dress. He felt for a moment whether the legend of Akai Onna was true or not. Yet Onna continued to walk forward without saying anything. But as soon as Onna passed by that woman, he did not stop, and he looked up and saw the face of that woman, and his senses were blown away. I've never seen such a strange face. On seeing the woman of Onna, he was very afraid and ran away from there as soon as he reached his house. Onna could not forget what she saw. The woman's face was printed inside her mind. The next day, Onna started living her life with the same routine. But by the evening, something strange was happening to her. He felt as if there was someone around him who was watching him. One such night, Onna was sleeping on her bed with a bed sheet. When Onna felt as if someone pulled her bed sheet from the bottom, Unna's sleep was opened. He looked around, and saw nothing, but a red shadow quickly moved out of the room's window before his eyes. Onna couldn't believe her eyes. She felt like she was going crazy. She explained to herself that it was all her delusion and forced herself to sleep with her eyes closed and facing the ceiling. After trying to sleep for some time, Onna opened her eyes in anxiety, and then what she saw was beyond this world. On the roof of his room, just above the bed, the same red-clad girl was glued to the wall and was being driven around. Onna screamed loudly, and there she fell asleep. Naki now realized that he was actually seeing all this in a dream. His whole body was soaked in sweat and his throat was parched. Just then he got up and started drinking water. Naki's eyes went to the window of his room, and his glass of water was released from his hand. Just outside the window, the same red-clothed woman was standing, and she was walking around Naki with her same terrible face. But as soon as Naki turned on the lights, she saw that there was no one at the window. Naki also spoke to some of her friends about this, but no one believed her words. This was going on in his mind, that somewhere he would not disappear. Now Unna's fear was increasing. He decided that he would go to the police station and ask for help from there. But then he heard the main gate of his house open. Onna got a phone call to tell everything to a friend of hers. While talking about the incidents, he suddenly stopped talking because he felt the breath of someone above his neck. Naki realized that someone was standing behind her. Suddenly she felt a hand coming on her neck. When Naki looked in the mirror, and she trembled. Naki nervously said to her friend on the phone, "Akai, she has come to take me, she has come to take me." Shortly after Unna's friend reached her house, Unna's entire house was destroyed. It seemed as if there was a storm inside the house. Her friend searched the whole house, but Unna's was nowhere. Unna's was missing from her own house, and after that day, she was never found. To this day, no one knows what happened to Onna, who Akai Onna is. and why she's making people disappear in Japan. We do not have answers to all these questions, but we only know that if you ever see such a woman standing in a dark street, then it is better to turn back from there. If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel Haunted History.